The Steelers are shaking up the market with moves that could change the course of the team. First, a veteran with an impressive resume, whose achievements speak for themselves, has finally landed in Pittsburgh, and it only happened thanks to an unexpected action from one of the team's biggest leaders. Meanwhile, on offense, a major uncertainty looms over the most important position on the roster. An experienced quarterback is waiting for a decision that could completely alter his future, and the Steelers as well. Don't miss any details of these updates, and don't forget to leave a like to support the channel. The Pittsburgh Steelers made a major defensive addition last week by signing veteran cornerback Darius Slay. The former Philadelphia Eagles player arrives with an impressive resume, including a recent Super Bowl title, an All-Pro selection, and 6 Pro Bowl appearances. With credentials like these, Slay was one of the most sought-after free agents on the market, but the Steelers secured his signature with a 1-year, $10 million contract. Slay, who is as charismatic off the field as he is dominant on it, discussed his decision on his own podcast, Big Play Slay. He revealed that this was the first time he truly had the freedom to choose his NFL destination and shared behind-the-scenes details of the process. During negotiations, one particular conversation played a significant role. A Steelers veteran personally reached out to him to extend the invitation. It was mainly Cam Hayward, Slay said. He saw that I was released, messaged me and said, "Man, you know we tried to bring you in 2 years ago. Let's make it happen. This is a great opportunity." And it wasn't just talk. Hayward had indeed tried to bring Slay to Pittsburgh before, but in 2023, the Steelers ended up signing Patrick Peterson, who was leaving the Minnesota Vikings. At that time, Slay was still under contract with the Eagles, so he couldn't test the market. But Hayward didn't forget. 2 years later, the interest remained strong, and this time, he managed to convince his friend. Hayward's persistence only reinforces how much he values Slay both as a player and as a person. And his influence within the Steelers goes far beyond recruiting star players. Hayward is a crucial figure in the locker room and a true leader within the organization. His leadership has even been recognized off the field, with 6 nominations for the Walter Payton Man of the Year award, which he finally won in the 2023-24 season. With the Steelers' defense already being one of the team's strongest units, Slay's arrival only raises the level even further. And while the team continues searching for a definitive answer at quarterback, the leadership of players like Hayward becomes even more critical in keeping the squad united and competitive. Now, Pittsburgh fans eagerly await to see how Slay fits into this defense and whether he can be the missing piece to bring the Steelers back to the top. So, Steelers fans, what do you think about this move? Do you believe this veteran can make a difference? Drop a comment below. But now, shifting from defense to offense, the uncertainty surrounding the quarterback position is making a lot of people anxious. Russell Wilson is still without a team, but the reason might be pretty straightforward. It looks like he's waiting for Aaron Rodgers to make his decision before committing anywhere. Both the New York Giants and the Pittsburgh Steelers seem to have Rodgers as their top option for 2025. Wilson, who has already spoken with the Giants and the Cleveland Browns, doesn't appear to be a priority for either. And in the Browns' case, ESPN Cleveland's Tony Grossi has already ruled out any chance of the team signing the veteran quarterback. The biggest question for Wilson now is his contract value. Last year, the Steelers landed a steal of a deal, signing him for just $1.2 million, since the Broncos were still covering most of his salary. Now, at 36, and looking to re-establish himself as a starter, Wilson wants a much bigger payday, somewhere around $30 million. That puts him in a completely different price range, naturally shrinking his market. The Steelers, on the other hand, are still seen as the most likely destination for Rodgers, especially after reports emerged that the Minnesota Vikings are not pursuing the 41-year-old quarterback. However, this situation is still far from settled, as insiders like Diana Rossini and Ralph Vacchiano have indicated that the Vikings haven't completely shut the door on the idea of bringing in Rodgers. The Giants, meanwhile, are in no rush. Vacchiano noted that the franchise is comfortable with an alternative plan or even selecting a quarterback in the draft. But for the Steelers, who won 10 games last season and are looking to compete immediately, waiting too long is risky. They can't afford to lose both Rodgers and Wilson and end up without a viable option at quarterback. Wilson, for his part, has hinted that he would prefer to stay in Pittsburgh, Earlier in the offseason, he was more interested in signing with the Giants. But now, according to Jerry Dulac of the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, he is leaning toward returning to the Steelers. The biggest obstacle is that Rodgers is in no hurry to decide. According to ESPN's Adam Schefter, he is waiting for the Vikings to finalize their plans for rookie J.J. McCarthy, the team's first-round pick in 2024. If Minnesota decides to start the young quarterback right away, Rodgers may become more open to joining Pittsburgh or New York. But until that happens, Wilson remains stuck in limbo, unsure if he'll have a spot or need to look elsewhere. Bottom line, the ball is in Rodgers' court, and until he makes a decision, Wilson will likely remain in waiting mode, hoping that one of these teams clears a path for him before the offseason progresses too far. The defense is getting stronger, but the offense still lacks a definitive answer. Are the Steelers taking too big of a gamble on an uncertain scenario? While one player patiently waits, the team risks running out of options. What would you do? Drop a comment below, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any updates on your team.